My name is James Alcorn. Everybody calls me Fish. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, and my day job is Alleyway Customs. The People's Champ bike's a 51 Panhead that I was originally going to do more like a restoration, prep it for a restoration on down the road. It would have been like a regular kind of bobber style bike. But slowly as the competition progressed, I decided to design it more like a chopper. I wanted to do more of a squashed style bike instead of a Frisco, Wassel, tank type bike. And I also wanted to work off of the transition of the judging and voting. You know, you didn't really know if you were going to make it so far, so I didn't want to really do too much frame modifications and really cut it up too much because it was a pristine 51 project. Frame, motor, transmission was all original, you know. So I decided to do, I like a shorter, more rideable style bike. It's just my style. I've had plenty of bikes that were long and tall, and I wanted to do just a shorter rideable bike, and that's how we set this one up. I really enjoy painting. I do a lot of paint work, and I wanted to try to do the most over-the-top paint job I could do and still make it tasteful for this type style, which I was playing off of wanting to do the two-tone paint, one side of the paint being one color, one side of the bike being a completely different color. So I mixed that with two different candies, tangerine and root beer. But I also wanted the focal point to be the gas tank artwork, which we kind of designed. Being skateboarders, me and all my buddies, we liked all the Dogtown logos. So we tried to do something that was kind of similar to the Dogtown logo, incorporating the tiger head of the company logo. Also, I wanted to try to take on the challenge that I tried to do a few years ago of designing and making some headlights, taillights, functional, slim, good-looking lights, not working off of, you know, standard bulbs from regurgitated parts. I wanted to really make a one-off part. The lights are squished, pancake style, like the gas tank is. The foot pegs, same style, and the kicker pedal where it's like half of a squashed egg, you know, like a spoon. So I like a lot of those details and how they came out. I learned a lot of stuff doing this bike that you think that you wouldn't really learn, but you know, you can't reinvent the wheel, but to engineer some pedals so they look clean and they work with the same kind of building material that you're using throughout the bike. It's all stainless steel round stock that's been ball milled before it's been bent and manipulated. But engineering the return springs and stuff to make the pedals not have constant drag and weight on them. We did torsion springs, so it takes away from all the Harley, the big long linkages and the clunky stuff that you're used to seeing. To try to design something like that was a big challenge and something that I've never really done before. So I would say that some of the biggest struggles with doing this bike, the level of craftsmanship you're attempting to achieve. Everything that you do in design has to be at a certain bar. And especially doing things in stages and successions, you don't want to, you know, do something halfway and then you come back and are like, oh, well, I wish I would have put an oil tank mount in right. And you can't take that apart now, you know. So a lot of that stuff of not letting things slide and trying to stay true to what you're trying to do, that overall, that was the biggest struggle. It rides unbelievably good, you know, and it is a stock wheelbase, so you should expect it to handle really well, but I ride a foot clutch pretty decent, but this particular foot clutch design is so light and it's almost like a hydraulic pull that it's so smooth it makes all the hand shifting way easier than a hand shift bike that I've ever ridden, and it makes it a lot easier to get around on, and it's begging to be dogged and spun around in the dirt and wheelied and all the stuff that you don't want to do with a show bike, but it's a lot of fun to ride. It handles and rides great. So I'd like to thank, first and foremost, my wife. You know, having your best friend and partner on your side to be understanding about all the time you spend away from your normal life and things and time that's taken away from your family and all that, that's a huge thing to have, and I'd like to thank her. I'd like to thank my closest friends, Mike Wilson, is always there for me with a phone call away, art, design, and bouncing ideas and collaboration. Chris Rosenberg for all of his help with everything he's done on this project. Von Zipper for the help with the engraving. Drew at Freak Show Fabrication for all the resin stuff. Jason at Lucky 13 Customs right next to me for all the constant advice about making me a better painter and chemical issues and loaning me stuff, and all those people that have been there. And I'm sure I'm forgetting some people, but I'm sure you know who you are. And that's about it. Thank you guys.